What is up, y'all? It's your man, that dude, bring you guys another video. I'm giving out subscriptions down below, so go hit that button. I'd appreciate it. So in continuing to talk about the players on Kuzu that have the most impact, so that is your starting five or your best starting five on the team, it is time to talk about Kuzu's best player, and their best player is, of course, Kenji. Kenji plays the shooting guard position, also known as a two guard. And the main responsibility of your shooting guard is in the name. It is to shoot. It is to score points. Typically on most teams and in most systems, your shooting guard is going to be your primary scorer, unless you just have a dominant scorer at other positions. But generally, your two guard shooting guard going to be your dominant scorer. And that is exactly what Kenji is for Kuzu. He is their best scorer. He is their most well-rounded scorer. He can't shoot as well as Sora can, but he can still shoot, and he can drive way better than Sora can and finish at the rim way better than Sora can. There are things that Kenji needs to do on the offensive end to improve his game still, but when it comes to just offensive talent, he is hands down their best player. And honestly, I would say after him, maybe Shigeyoshi before I put Sora. But that's for a video when I talk about Shigeyoshi and Sora individually. But just talking about Kenji, things he may need to improve on to better help the team is mostly, his passing and being able to operate more within the system. But the value that Kenji gives to Kuzu is he is someone who can score outside of the system. Now, I said in the video about Chiaki that Chiaki, it can unlock the full potential of players like Sora and Kenji. With that is true, but that only holds true when Kenji is operating within the system, within the flow of the offense. There are going to be times when Kuzu needs someone who can just go out and score points, and that is what Kenji can give them. When all else is locked up and the defense is just locking everybody down, you can pass the ball to Kenji, and Kenji can beat his man off the dribble or pull up for a three or pull up for a mid-range jumper or get to the basket. Kenji has that ability, and he just has to get better at honing those abilities. He needs to get a little more athletic, maybe increase his vertical more so he can finish over taller defenders, he can work on his handles more so he can get by defenders who are just as quick as him. We saw that he has had a lot of trouble getting by Fuwa early on in the game with Yokohama because Fuwa was someone who was more athletic than him, and so he had trouble with that. So he needs to improve on his quickness and his handles so he can better get by defenders who are equally if not more athletic. But most importantly, what Kenji needs to work on isn't actually his offensive game. Now, yeah, he needs to learn how to shoot better, he needs to learn how to pass better. Everybody has things they can improve on. But what Kenji most needs to do to help Kuzu is become a much better perimeter defender. They need someone who can guard the other team's dominant scorer on the perimeter because Sora just can't do that. Sora is too small. Sora doesn't have the athleticism to do it. And they can't always rely on Momahadu to clean up their defensive mistakes. They need someone on the perimeter who can hold their own defensively, and that is going to have to be Kenji, because just size-wise, athleticism-wise, Kenji is the one that has the most ability to do it. It can't be Chiaki. Chiaki's too big and slow to guard out the perimeter. We saw that with the way that Shiraishi was just beating him off the dribble. You need Kenji to be that dominant perimeter defender. Maybe not even dominant, but just a good perimeter defender. Because right now, Kenji is not a good perimeter defender. He's not a good defender at all. He needs to prove on that part of his game. Because like I said, it can't be Sora, can't be Chiaki, can't be Momahadu. Damn sure can't be Shigeyoshi. He does not have the foot speed. Kenji does have the foot speed. And what a more dominant perimeter defender will allow them to do is it will free up Momahadu a little more to not always be at the cover for mistakes, be able to guard his man a little better, focus more on getting rebounds. Because what happens is when your shot blocking big man has to come out to challenge a shot, the guy he was supposed to guard is most likely going to get the rebound now because there's nobody blocking him out anymore. And so if you have someone who can more challenge an offensive play on the perimeter, that will allow Momahadu to still sit back into the paint, box his man out, and get more rebounds, or maybe help on weaker defenders. So if he knows that Kenji has his man locked down, he can then go help out on Sora. He can go help out on Chiaki or maybe Shigeyoshi, whoever might need some help defensively. That frees him up more to worry about everyone else besides Kenji. And so that will be, or what I believe, what Kenji most needs to do going forward to help the team. He's already a dominant scorer. We know that. Kenji can score with the best of them, with the exception of Shiraishi and Fuwa. Those guys are like next level. Fuwa's here. Shiraishi is like way up here, and Kenji's like right below Fuwa. So we know that he can score. We know that he can shoot. He can shoot serviceably. He has great handles, and he is an okay passer. We've seen him make some passes. But what we don't What we haven't seen him do is lock someone down defensively, and that is what he really needs to improve on to help Kuzu going forward. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, let me know why in the comments, and if you are so inclined, subscribe. I would appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.